Hi, Danny Murphy, Murphy's Lawbreaker, here to talk today about Don Knotts, who passed away recently, and also about the development of characters and voices in a comedic act or presentation. If you can develop a memorable character, you will be so far ahead in being remembered and getting a message across. It's unbelievable. It's the stock and trade of all the sketch comedy shows, Key and Peele, Saturday Night Live, Mad TV, you name it, and also the late night shows. You know, they get into characters. They use characters over and over, and they're very useful for that. And that's why if you're able to develop a character that's memorable and funny, it's going to help you a lot. Don Knotts was one of the most memorable comedic characters, I think, probably out of the 60s on TV. He, when the show was being developed and produced, the producers envisioned the part of Deputy Barney Fife as a small part, really as a bit part, almost an extra. But he did so much with it, he made so much out of it by embracing the character and getting the most from it, that he really became a star in his own right. And if you are of a generation that hasn't seen much of Don Knotts or Deputy Fife, you owe it to yourself to look back at some of the tapes and just, DVDs, no, streaming videos, and just take a look and see what he did with that part, because it's tremendous. And one of the things he did, he had an unusual voice. One of the things I found when I was doing voices was that it's much easier to imitate a zany voice than it is a regular normal voice. And Don Knotts as Deputy Fife had a very unusual voice. So I used to do an impression of him. I'd go, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! What do you think you're doing? You're going to have to nip it! Nip it in the bud!" Another voice I did was Mike Tyson after the fight with Evander Holyfield, making an apology. "Evander, if you can hear me, I am sorry." And another voice that I used to do was Jack Nicholson as Peter the Apostle in a movie called A Few Good Fishermen. "We live in a world where people haven't heard the gospel. Those people need to be evangelized. Who's going to do it? You. You weep for the lost souls of the world, but deep down inside, in places you don't talk about in Sunday school, you want me out there. You need me out there. So you won't have to travel to Tanzania. You have that luxury. I share the gospel or people die. You want the truth. You can't handle truth." You can have fun with voices. You can have fun with characters. And it's a great way to be remembered, a great way to be funny, a great thing to incorporate into your presentation or your act if you're able to, if you have the skill. It does take some time and some practice to get one right, and you don't have to get it exactly right. I don't get any of those voices exactly right, but I try to get the manner of the people and the way they are into it, and usually it worked.